right. Arsenal, tranquila, tranquila, tranquila. Calmate, tranquila, por favor. Tranquila. Relax, I beg you. Arsenal, relax. Chill. God, I'm I'm done with Arsenal. I'm really done. I'm really done with Arsenal. I don't know why. Let me tell you the reason why I'm done with Arsenal. First and foremost, during the international break, Arsenal rested about a third of their key players, rested about third. The only person that I knew that was playing during the international break was Victor Yokeres, at least, and he only played like two matches, right? Two very high intensive matches. So like that I can understand. But when you look at the likes of Zubimendi, the likes of Soliba, the likes of Gabriel might have picked up an injury, the likes of Saka, all of these guys they were arrested, right? They were arrested. So why? I personally I didn't really watch the Arsenal and Sunderland game because it was happening at the same time simultaneously with the Barca Athletic game, and I can't choose Arsenal or Barca, so that's it. But when I was checking the results, right, when I was checking the results on my phone, Sunderland scored, then Arsenal equalized, so I was like, it's just a matter of time before Arsenal really take the lead and win this game. Then I checked, Sunderland scored, and then the match ended 2-1. I'm like, it's something that those of you who really followed me, who really watched the video till the end, um, one thing that I've always emphasized, one thing that I've always said about Arsenal is that they really need to put their 100% focus on the Premier League. The Premier League is the only thing that they need to focus on, right? Because we are only remaining with how many, 5 games. Those are that's the tournament they need to focus on. The Premier League, not the Champions League, not the FA, not the Carabao. They are already out of the Carabao Cup. They are already out of the FA, and now this puts. I feel like this puts Barcelona in a very good spot. Once Barcelona overcomes Atletico in the Champions League, I feel like Barcelona can go all the way to the final. Because just looking at this Arsenal team, right? If they're failing to like win teams like uh Manchester City, who are not doing great but now are doing great because they won the Carabao, and they thrashed Liverpool 4-0 yesterday. And also, if they can fail to win teams like Sunderland, they didn't really perform well over the two legs in the Champions League. I feel like if this Arsenal meets a team like Barcelona, they're dead, right? Because Arsenal, they've shown that they're not they're very beatable. They're not unbeatable. They're very beatable, and you can easily win them. And one good thing about this Barcelona side is that no matter how much amount of goals you score, or how much amount of goals they concede, they can score more, right? Scoring is in their DNA. Scoring is in our DNA. So we can score as much as we can concede, we can also score. But Arsenal has improved that. Arsenal has improved that if they concede 2 goals, they have improved that they can overcome that deficit. So Barcelona has a very, very high chance of getting to the final once they overcome the, the Atletico defense, that Atletico team. Because now, talking about the Barca Atletico game, I mean, guys, what a match, guys! What a match! What a great, great, great match, right? Barca Atletico. I feel like it does always delivered. When you look at the last 5, 6, 8 games between Barca and Atletico, they've always delivered. They've delivered better than El Clasico has delivered, in my opinion. Better than the way, Barca Atletico is sort of giving that vibe of the way Real Madrid and Barca used to feel, because the intense, the drama, the goals, everything, the back and forth and everything. I feel like it's giving that vibe, and I can't wait to watch this match in the Champions League over the two-legged affair. Right now, looking at that match in deep analysis, Barca Athletic Madrid, it just proves the point that I said, that the first thing that I said in yesterday's video when I was doing the analysis between Barca and Atletico is that I do prefer starting Lewandowski over Fermin, over Ferran Torres. I do prefer that, and he just proved my point, right? I'm not saying that Lewandowski is in the best of shape or is in the good form. He's not. He's not the Lewandowski we used to know like 2, 3, 4 years ago, right? Or even when he came to Barca, that's not the same Lewandowski. Or even of last season, that's not the same Lewandowski that we have. But what's the responsibility of a striker? What's the responsibility of a number nine? Is to score goals, and it doesn't matter how goals go in. A goal is a goal, right? That's a responsibility. I mean, that's a duty of a striker. A duty of a number nine is to score goals, no matter how. Could be tap-ins. A lot of us Messi fans really make jokes and banter Cristiano Ronaldo for scoring tap-ins, but that is job. That's his job as a striker, is to score those tap-ins, to score goals, no matter how, is to score goals. So Lewandowski, though it was sort of like a Joao Cancelo masterclass, but Lewandowski he managed to track us through and get us 3 points. How many chances did Ferran Torres miss yesterday? I mean, how many chances did he miss? Like, I'm done. I'm done with Ferran Torres. We should sell him already. We should sell him. I'm just done with him, right? I'm just done. Because I feel like at Barcelona, when you are playing that kind of attacking football or where the defense is very solid, like when you play against Atletico or when you play against teams like Inter Milan, there's only two ways that you can score goals, right? There's only two ways that you can score goals. The first one is through crosses, and that's headers. And when you look at yesterday's match, in the first 50, 55 minutes, we didn't have like an actual number nine who can score headers. In Barcelona, there are only I feel like two players really who are very legit at scoring headers. Number one is Lewandowski. I think no one can beat him at Barcelona. Number two is I feel Rafinha. Rafinha is one of those people who can score headers. We have players like Araujo, etc. But yeah, those two, the players that can really really score the headers, and number two is from outside the box. And we saw how many shots were being blocked from outside the box. So we gotta work. It seems like Atletico has got like our number gains, you know, like they've got us figured out the way we calculate our moves. They've got our moves well calculated, well perceived. So it's going to be really tough and it's going to be really interesting playing Atletico in the Champions League over the two-legged affair. It's really, really going to be tough. It's going to be interesting. But I feel like manages, if Barcelona manages to at least keep a clean sheet at the Spotify Camp Nou, if they at least manage to keep a clean sheet, and if we manage to win at least like a two-goal match, like we can match our way through the semi-final, right? Because that has been our problem ever since. That has been our problem, keeping a clean sheet. We can play like the weakest. We can play the weakest teams ever, but we cannot keep a clean sheet, right? But if can we manage to keep a clean sheet? I don't think so. But it depends with how many goals we will allow in our net, in our back. It depends with how many goals we allow in our back. If we allow one goal at least, if we win at least like a 2-0 or 2-1, yeah, 2-1, 3-1, at least will be a little bit more in a much safer place. Because we shouldn't allow as many goals, especially in the Champions League, especially with a team like Atletico, especially with this fire that they have. They have like our every move well calculated, well perceived. So as I said, it's going to be a tough match against Atletico. I've seen a lot of people complaining about that incident, or was it a red card, was it not? So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, and I feel like I'm gonna use a little bit of some physics. We're gonna apply a little bit of physics to it, just for us to get like clarity, crystal clear clarity. So, firstly, when you look at that incident, the ball, everybody was in motion. Everybody, the two opposites were in motion. Gerard Martin was in motion, and the Atletico player was in motion, and the ball was in motion. Gerard Martin was heading to clear the ball, right? He didn't go there to like grab the ball, he was clearing the ball. That's another duty of the central defender, is to clear. So he wanted to clear the ball. right? And he did clear the ball, but in that process, he also, after clearing the ball, he also hit another person's leg. Now, was that a foul? I feel like was it? Yeah, it was. Maybe it was a foul, but was it a red card? No, absolutely, it wasn't a red card. It was like the player was in motion. So what can you do? If it were you, what can you do? Do you have to catch your leg? It's already in motion, guys. It's simple physics. Simple physics. The kinetic energy, something like that. When something is in motion, you know, so the play was already in motion. That's the reason why I was furious when he was handed a red card at first sight. Then I saw that it went to the VAR and I knew that the decision would be reversed. So that was a good call by the referee. Yeah, that was absolutely not a red card for me, at least in my perspective. Am I being biased? Absolutely not. I'm just using like my common sense, my logic. So yeah, for me it wasn't a red card. Was it a foul? Yeah, it was a foul. But was it a red card? No, absolutely. It wasn't. It wasn't a red card. And now just looking at the performance of our players, guys. First and foremost, Lamine Yamal. What a kid, guys. What a player we have at Barcelona. Lamine Yamal. I mean, no athletic player could have stopped Lamine Yamal yesterday. Couldn't. Lenglet didn't. Molina didn't. Even the other guy who was red carded, he couldn't. That's the reason why he was red carded, because frustration, right? Lamine Yamal, guys, what a baller, what a kid. And what a pass from Lamine Yamal to Fermin Lopez. I mean, Fermin Lopez was a little bit off of his game yesterday. I don't know why, but I still trust that kid. He was a little bit off of this game, but what a pass! What a pass! What a dribble first from Lamine Yamal, and what a pass! What a Trivela pass from him! And just looking at, if Lamine Yamal has scored a goal too, he would have probably grabbed man of the match. And there was somewhere in the 70th minute when like 4 or 5 players were surrounding him, and he just like passed on the middle and then didn't really hit the ball as much. Guys, that would have been nominated for the Puskas Award. That if that went in, it would have been nominated for the Puskas Award. Pedro Gonzalez, as always, controlling the tempo of the midfield. Rashford, guys, Rashford. This is what we expect from him. This is, I mean, what a performance! What a stellar performance from him. He didn't finish the game. I'm not sure I'm not so sure that he'll be finishing the game. But guys, that's what we need from Marcus Rashford. I mean, it's not only his performance offensively but defensively. Rashford was literally playing as a number three. When Joao Cancelo would overlap, Rashford was playing as a number three. When you look at his heat map, it was just like crazy. Guys, what a player. Kudos to you. We gotta commend you for what you are, and that you are a really world class, fantastic player. Who else? Who else do I need to talk about? Joao Cancelo, guys, Joao Cancelo. Joao Cancelo, I feel like when he was hired, somehow it was a little bit of a mix in different emotion towards him, especially from Barca fans. We were not really sure. So one thing about Joao Cancelo is that defensive wise, he's not really good, but going forward, dribble. We don't score the second goal if it's not for Joao Cancelo. We don't score the second goal. Lewandowski doesn't score the second goal. If it's not for Joao Cancelo. So kudos to him. um, um, I Joe can Joe Garcia, like I can't talk to you. He's my number one, the beast. He made a couple of saves, especially that first save from Griezmann in the first half. That's like quite fantastic. I feel like yesterday most players were okay. Gavi was really excited to see him. We picked up sort of injuries from Araujo. I don't know how long he'll be out. Mark Bernal also picked up an injury. So we just like stuck with a lot of injured players. But we good things that we have good world class players, nice players, and Danny Olmo also. We man like that kid. He's this sometimes it's inconsistent, but not as bad as Ferran Torres. At least he can make some magic. So kudos to him. I think a lot of players really played great football apart from Ferran Torres, I think I'll always complain about him. Ferran Torres, Oscar Lewandowski, if it's not for that goal, I'll be on your tail because he missed up a couple of chances. Now Barcelona is 7 points ahead of Real Madrid. Barcelona is 7 points ahead of Real Madrid, which is I gotta feel like I want to call it, but again, maybe we must do some more 6 games remaining. I gotta say like we have one hand on the La Liga title. We have one hand on the La Liga title because we have, let's do the math. We have 7 points, right? We have 7 points, which is like about like 2 games, and let's say just 3 games because a draw there's 1 point. So when you look at the rest of the other matches, the other fixtures that we have remained with, I think the one that we are most likely to like be our toughest match in La Liga, that's in the league, is the El Clasico, which comes later in May. So I feel like we have a high chance of winning because let's say we lose the El Clasico, right? Let's say we lose the El Clasico, which I don't think it will happen, especially us being a Spotify Camp Nou. Let's say we lose the El Clasico. It's the only game that we lose. We still clinch the title, right? We still clinch the title because we will win the title with 4 points. So I feel like we have one hand on the title. Otherwise, I feel like overall yesterday the matches were entertaining. Liverpool, Man City. I gotta say, I feel like Man City is back. Man City, they are slowly finding their groove. They are little by little they are finding their groove, right? Slowly they're really finding their groove. And when you just see the way they played yesterday against Liverpool, Shirky, everybody was on the top of the game, right? The keeper was what's his name? Trafford, yeah, he was really on top of the game. Liverpool, unfortunately, they have a lot of work to do. They have a lot of work to do. Chelsea versus Port Vale. Chelsea really played nice. I didn't really watch the game because I was in the middle of something, as I told you yesterday. But with the convincing Neo, only Arsenal disappointed me. Arsenal really disappointed me. Arsenal, again, I say this and I'll keep on saying it. Arsenal should focus their mind, their time, their strength on winning the Premier League. That's all. That's the only thing Arsenal should focus on. All in all, I feel like most important matches were played yesterday. Today, we don't really have no Premier League, La Liga. I don't know who's playing La Liga. I don't know. I've seen something in Serie A, Italian Serie A, Internazionale versus Roma. I think I'll watch that match because I won't have anything to do. I'll watch that match because I'm slowly getting enticed in this like Serie A tobacco, something like that. So as always, I'll see you in the next video. Happy Easter, by the way. His reason. God bless. Ciao. Ooh, 18 minutes.